murahan. Usapang facts lang.
Welcome to the second episode of Vera Files What the F podcast. I am Valerie Noval, researcher reporter. Ngayong 2025, rumagasa ang mga disinformation na ginawa gamit ang artificial intelligence o AI. Sa 500 fact checks na inilabas namin ngayong taon, 62 o 62 dito ay ginamitan ng artificial intelligence. So doble ito sa mga na-fact check natin last year. Kaya naman, for today's episode, kasama natin dito si Engineer Ben-Hur Pintor, isang digital security advocate at co-founder ng Smart City. Yan. Welcome, sir, sa aming podcast. At kasama rin natin today ang talagang tutok sa disinformation landscape, ang head of online verification team ng Verifile, si Miss Celine Samson.
Hi! Happy to be here.
Yan. So thanks Ben-Hur and Celine for joining us today
Yes.
to discuss this very pressing issue of artificial intelligence and how it supercharges this information. But before we start, magkaroon muna tayo ng quick definition of terms. Wow. 'Di ba? Just so we're on the same page. At kanina ko pa nga nababanggit yung AI, and it's probably a buzzword now sa ating mga Filipino netizens, 'di ba? So yon. For the first question, what is artificial intelligence? And is it really something new? Yan, simulan na ni Sir Ben-Hur for us.
Ayan, salamat. May quiz pala di ba?
Okay.
Form!
Graded ba?
Paglabas.
No, AI, artificial intelligence, from its name, doon na siya. It's technology that mimics the way that the human brain works. Hindi naman talaga siya bagong teknolohiya. It's nothing new. I think if you look back at its history, you can trace it in the 1950s, right? It's also a very large field sa ngayon. There's so many things na ginagawa with AI, but I think in general, yung kadalasan na when people say AI right now, they talk about generative AI. So ChatGPTs, LLMs, image generation, right? But AI itself, like I said, it's nothing new. We've seen it before. It just goes through different name changes over the years.
Yeah. Pero yun nga na-observe din natin sa Verifiles na ginagamit na to supercharge this information. How about you, Miss Celine? Ano naman yung deepfakes, cheapfakes, AI-generated o manipulated content? Kasi sobrang daming terms, di ba? But maybe you can enlighten our viewers.
Yes. Well, pag sinabi nating deepfake, ano yun fakery na pinapasukan ng AI, ginagamitan ng AI para bumuo ng digital na video, picture, pwede ring audio, to make it look like a person said something that they didn't actually say or do something na they didn't actually do. So, yun yung deepfake. I think yung particular doon, engineer, correct me if I'm wrong,
Fact check ka.
is that ginagamitan siya ng AI as opposed to a cheap fake na siguro in the easiest sense, ang cheap fake, dati ang tawag natin dyan, Photoshop. Ganon. Na gumagamit ka ng less high-tech na technology to manipulate an image or a video. Yan.
Yeah, nabanggit mo nga na minamanipulate niya yung photos, no? So, paano namang nakaka-apekto tong AI content na to sa perception naman ng mga tao pagdating sa katotohanan o sa truth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Sige,
start.
sige.
Sige. Well, sa tingin ko, definitely nakaka-affect siya sa perception. I mean, at this stage right now, base sa nakikita natin sa Verifiles, for example, sa pag-fact check, some deepfakes, obvious siya na deepfake. Na alam mong peke siya, nakikita mo sa comments, sa shares na hindi naniniwala yung mga Pilipino. Which I think is good kasi 'di ba may observational skills silang napapractice. But then, sometimes, medyo nagiging mas, methodical, mas magaling yung gumagawa ng disinformation. Kasi pinapasukan nila ng emotion yung paggamit sa deepfakes. Kaya mas napapaniwala yung mga tao. Kunwari, may deepfake ng isang artista, nagbebenta daw ng diabetes cure. Yan. Mapapaniwala sila kasi may emotion na attached Yeah. So, less sa observation. Tapos, mafo-fall ka kasi nakaka-relate ako eh. Ganun.
Yeah, how about you, sir?
Yeah, I totally agree. Kasi dati na tayong may mga cognitive biases, di ba? And yung appeal to emotion being one of them.
Mm-mm.
The thing with AI and yung generative AI, deepfakes, etc. Sobrang dali na lang ngayon gumawa nung what we call rage bait, sad bait, mga materials that actually it's not meant to inform, it's meant to elicit a response from the person. Sobrang dali na lang gumawa ng ganun because of yung proliferation nga ng deepfakes. And the thing is, it obscures yung perception natin ng truth kasi it really plays on the existing biases that we have. Kung ano man yung dati ng preconceived notions natin, existing biases natin, mas napapatungan siya kasi yung content na nakikita natin, and like I said, sobrang daming AI slop. Talagang it just activates yung part of the brain natin that says, oo nga no. Oo nga, tama yan, ganyan. Even though at the back of our heads, feeling natin, hopefully yung iba, feeling nila, hindi totoo to eh.
Yeah.
Pero sobrang dali kasing ma-activate yung side na yun eh. Yung mga preconceived biases natin, confirmation bias, etc. And sobrang dali natin ngayon gumawa ng ganun because of deepfakes.
Yeah. Okay.
If I may add something, kasi pinag-usapan natin perception of truth. Nowadays, parang even yung totoo, minsan di na
Ika-question
alam
mo na.
ng tao na totoo siya.
Ika-question mo na siya.
In particular, merong Reuters photo na nung Hong Kong fire.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oo. Na even sa tip line ng Verifiles, may nagtatanong, totoo ba to? Or even sa comment section, akala nila AI. Pero yun, totoo pala siyang photo ng Reuters, ng man na umiiyak. 'Di ba? Ang background niya was the fires. So, talaga, namamodel na talaga.
Yeah, talagang it's so confusion no sa social media users. And at the same time, meron din yung issue ng liar's dividend. Kasi we also had a year-ender on AI last year. Tapos nasabi nung AI expert doon na meron yung issue ng liar's dividend na, for example, a certain politician, may isang video niya na totoo naman. Pwede nilang sabihin na, AI yan, just to evade accountability. So, ganun siya nakakagulo, no? But, yon magde-delve deep tayo doon later. But for now, dito muna tayo sa ating next segment. Wow, may pa-segment ng ating podcast. Yan. So, rating 7 deepfake disinformation that circulated this 2025. So, magpapakita ako sa ating panelists ng 7 na video. So, AI na talaga to. Na-debunk na to ng Verifiles. Pero, i-rate nila sa 3 criteria na to. So, una, meron tayong AI na pack at may impact. So, para ito sa mga videos na believable enough, mataas yung quality, at sa tingin nila, makaka-impact or makaka-apekto sa mga makakapanood nun. Tapos, meron din tayong AI na OA. So, OA check. Ganun tayo this time. Para naman sa outrageous, humorous, na mga videos. And lastly, meron yung yan. Yun na yun. Para sa mga kinulang sa effort. Medyo nakulangan sa effort. Cheap fix, ganon. Low quality AI content na maaring nakapanlin lang pa rin sa mga Pilipino. Yan. So, I will play them here.
Yes.
Tapos, purely subjective naman ito. So, walang tama or mali sa inyo.
Okay.
Yan. So, for our first video, okay, so for context lang, itong video na to ay kumalat noong October nung nag-erupt yung Taal volcano, no? Sige, in 3 to 1, itataas nyo yung placard na sa tingin nyo is doon siya mag-fit. 1, 2, 3. Oh, AI na pack at may impact and AI na OA. So, si Sir Benhur muna, bakit yan ang binigay mong rating for this video?
Yeah, kasi if you kung hindi ka, feeling ko, if you're in a position na hindi ka maalam in terms of how, paano pumuputok yung mga vulkan, for example, and yung idea mo is yung mga nakikita mo sa mga movies, medyo this will actually affect you. Itong ano na to. Kasi it looks like something that you've seen in media. And it could be something that, yun nga, sabi ko, it's an appeal to emotion. It sows fear, it sows confusion. So for me, it it probably impacted, people more than, yung AI, yung mga deepfakes kasi na tao, madalas mas madali silang may, yeah, yung what we call the uncanny valley. Kaya mo pang tingnan eh. Pero when it comes to stuff such as this na mas mahirap mong i-pinpoint kung ano yung AI generated, ano yung hindi. I think that makes it much more difficult to to fact check for one, and also for people to really understand kung totoo ba to or hindi. So yeah, I think pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay, these are the ones that are a bit more dangerous in terms of kaya ko ba tong i-fact check or hindi.
Yeah, tsaka definitely makakakos siya ng alarm, no?
Mm.
Sa mga tao. Lalo na totoo namang pumutok yung taal that time.
Yeah.
Ikaw, Miss Chen, bakit OA
Sa akin,
ito for you?
OA. Kasi upon first look pa lang parang di natural. Kasi ang kalmado ng waters. Tapos titingnan mo yung sky. Parang one part lang ng sky. Tapos, may ibang volcanic eruption. Maganda siya tingnan. Beautiful disaster. Pero, ewan ko, something about it just screams to me, OA.
Yan. So, for context lang din, one of the trends na nakita ng Verifiles this year is that tumaas nga yung disaster-related na AI content. So, 19 out of the 62, mga ganitong content, pwede siyang bagyo, lindol, volcanic eruption, tsunami, at iba pa. Even man-made disaster. So, kapag may mga nangyayaring ganyan, kaming fact-checker sa Verifiles, expected na namin nakakalat yung ganito. Another disaster-related is this one. Wala talaga siyang sound. Pero nakalagay na text, oh my God, Quezon Ave, underground ba to? Update sa bagyong Chrissy, ngayon, grabe na ang baha, sabi niya. Yan. Ano naman ang rating nyo for this video? Kumalat to noong July nung Habagat season. Yan. 1, 2, 3... Oh, para sila. Match yung kanilang sagot this time. Ay, yun na yun. Miss Celine, ikaw muna.
Wow.
Bakit medyo nakulangan ka sa video na yun?
Sa akin kasi, parang kulang pa sa pwede pang bigyan ng prompt yung AI na ginamit para i-clean up.
Tuturuan mo ba? Na mag-clean up.
Oo, kasi parang ang buo-buo pa rin yung, yung cars. Parang, not na masisira naman sila, Pero parang weird talaga, hindi pa rin siya natural.
Ikaw naman.
Yeah, sa akin kasi, kung titingnan mo, yung road dun sa taas, wala siyang, saan siya patungo? Diretso na lang siya ilalim. Parang,
Lilipad ba sila?
yeah, kung titingnan mo lang yung tunnel, parang, totoo. Pero once you go beyond, parang, nga parang saan pumupunta yung mga kotse? Right? And like you said, baka nga may mas maayos pa, mas malinis pa na prompt.
Yun lang.
Oo, kasi may tunnel, pero parang mukhang wala namang pinagbulan yung tunnel, tapos biglang, ito ata ay dapat isang, overpass or or walkway, pero parang along the road din siya. So weird. And andun yung andun yung uncanny valley na hindi siya totoo.
At bakit wala silang payong? Ang daming nakabantay dyan ng mga tao. Sinong hinihintay? Di ba? Ganon. Okay. Tapos, ayan, Miss Serene, base sa observations mo, masasabi mo ba na unique ito sa Philippines when it comes to disinformation? Yung disaster-related ones.
I think in particular, siguro sa Southeast Asia, pero parang speaking from experience din, parang last month lang, nasa London ako presenting an AI-powered chatbot na binid ng Verifiles. But I was also in a panel about deepfakes. And I shared na ang dami nga nating naka-fact check na disaster disinformation na ginagamit ng deepfakes. And to a lot of people from the global minority, or at least mga nasa West, di ba? For them, it was surprising for them to hear na marami palang disaster-related deepfakes na yon. I think sa atin in particular, kasi sanay tayo na binabagyo, may volcanic eruption, merong earthquake. Yan. Mas sanay tayo, mas nakikita natin yung disinfo about it. So yun, I would say, I think, at least in our region, kakaiba siya.
Yeah. Yan. Sa usapang floods pa rin, dito naman tayo sa flood control controversy. Ayan.
Inaamin ko sa publiko na ako ay napag-utusan lamang din ng mga Duterte para siraan ang ating Pangulo. Umamin ako na lahat ng binasa ko ay galing mismo sa nagbigay sa akin at ako ay napag-utusan lamang. Inaamin ko sa publiko
Yan.
na ako.
So yan, context lang for our viewers, no? Kumalat ito the same time naglabas si resigned Ako Bicol Party List Rep Zaldico ng 3-part video implicating President Bongbong Marcos and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez to the flood control mess. So yon, ano naman ang rating nyo for this one? Ayan. What? Ano, nag-iisip pa? Lahat ba? Yan, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, dalawa yung kay Sir. Ayun na yon, AI napakat may impact. Sige, si Sir Ben muna. Bakit yan ang rating for this video?
Yeah, yun na yung part. Kasi yung simula pa lang, weird na siya eh. Inaamin ko sa public ko, which was a very weird way of saying it. And then, nung narinig ko yun, immediately went to yung lips. Kung nagmamatch ba yung ano. Right? Nagmamatch ba yung sinasabi niya with the way yung gumagalaw yung lips niya, etc. Kasi na-trigger yun. But, on the other hand, if hindi ko narinig yung part na yun and hindi ko nakita tong video and I was just listening to it, that could have fooled someone, right? Or at least in passing lang, hindi mo siya tinitingnan as closely as you can. Especially during the time na heightened yung emotions ng mga tao. I don't think we were all thinking that clearly during this time. Heighten yung emotions natin. And if you see that on your phone, small video, hindi mo natin chine-check, that would have impacted you in some way. You would have posted that immediately with some scathing comment about ano siguro, without double checking it.
Yeah, kung hindi mo pinanood talaga yung nilabas ni
Kung,
Zaldico.
lalo na kung hindi mo alam yung talagang sinabi niya nung time na yun.
Yeah.
Buti na lang, yung first part pa lang, medyo
May hints.
may hints.
Oo.
So, you could take a look at it much deeper or scrutinize it more.
Yeah, how about you?
Yan. Sa akin, may impact. Kasi, kung napanood mo yung totoong video, nagbabasa siya ng script. So, dito kasi, nakatingin siya sa camera. Pero yun, kung hindi ka nga nagpa-follow ng news, for example, hindi mo siya malalaman na deepfake pala siya. So, yun, feel ko malaki yung chance niya makagoyo ng kababayan.
Yeah. So, example to na sa mga na-fact-check ng Vera Files na politics and governance related. So, we have 15 AI content na na-debunk. So, makikita lang natin doon no, na yung disinformation agents talagang sumasakay din sa hottest issues. Sa sobrang dami ba naman ng nangyayari sa bansa natin today.
Yes.
These days, di ba? Next.
Tumindig ako para sa'yo, paglalaban, kinabukasan, hindi ka bibitawan.
Ay, si Nansor. Ayan.
Oo, ano nangyari sa superpower na yan.
So, kumalat naman ito nung June, nung bumisita si Senator Amy Marcos sa Dahig. Hindi niya na-visit si former President Rodrigo Duterte, pero na-meet niya yung council niya. So, anong rating niyo for this one? 1, 2, 3, go. Ayan. Ayun na yon. So, bakit?
Yes.
Una ka na-answer.
Kulang pa ulit sa prompt na paglilin.
Linis pa.
Oo. Kasi sa ano pala, yung unang frame pa lang, di ba, nung nag-akapa na sila, ano nangyari sa kamay? So, obvious na hindi, na fake siya. Tsaka, throughout the video, kahit yung, nung naghawak sila ng kamay na gano'n, ang hindi siya natural.
How about
Yeah,
you?
well, agree 100%. Yung first scene kung saan mag-hug sila or something,
Yeah.
parang yung kamay nag-appear out of nowhere, parang
Oo.
what? Tapos
Yeah.
yun, if you watch it all throughout, parang nagbabago yung faces nila. It's not really natural. So parang, ito na siguro yung pinaka. Sa first 4, this one for sure. Na unang tingin mo pa lang, alam mo na.
Parang naritoke yung face.
Oh, that's true.
Oo. Okay, next. Ito naman.
Food Stamp, bukas na ang online registration para sa lahat ng Filipino, 3,000 pesos bawat pamilya monthly. Kahit hindi 4-piece member ay pwedeng sumali dito. Ang registration link ay makikita dito sa post namin at comment section. Mag-register na, mag-follow dito sa page namin, MSWD News Update, at share mo ang balitang ito.
Yan, pinag-share pa ang netizens natin ng balitang iyan.
Correct.
Context lang quickly, no? Ito yung walang kamatayang scams. Parang all year round may ganito, 'di ba? Pero sige, ano muna yung rating nyo for this video? Okay, AI na pack at may impact. Sir Ben-Hur, bakit yun ang rating for this?
Yeah, I think one of the isa mga problem siguro na nakikita ko with organizations, even the government adopting AI is sa ngayon hindi mo na rin malalaman kung talaga bang itong kasi medyo obvious na itong nagsasalita ay AI anchor. Pero it's because some organizations are adopting AI, governments are adopting AI, hindi mo na ngayon masabi if it's actually an AI anchor na, you know, na that was adopted by an organization or is something created by someone else. So I think it falls also on the organizations to be clear, understand on how they use AI. Kung okay, we use AI for these kinds of things pero hindi kami gumagamit ng ganito, hindi kami gumagamit ng ganyan para maiwasan yung mga scams na tulad nito. Because the diction in terms of speaking, yung pag-deliver, maayos naman. I mean, mauuto ka. And if na condition ka na yung agency na to, yung organization na to actually uses AI for their content, AI anchors for their content, then it's much easier for you then to believe na, baka totoo nga to. So for me, yun nga, if an organization is using AI, they have to be very clear on how they use it and kung paano nila ginagamit.
Magandang point yun na yung transparency pagdating
Yeah,
sa...
kasi kung hindi, people will just, yun nga, yung sinabi mo kanina, pwedeng sabihin ng mga taong AI lang yan, or pwede rin nilang sabihin na hindi totoo yan kasi gumagamit na talaga ng AI. So yeah, for me, this has potential to scams, unfortunately.
How about you?
Sa akin, talagang may impact, bad yung impact na mapapaniwala yung mga tao. Kasi number one, mukha siya talagang legit. So, legit talaga yung press release na to. Pero pinatong lang yung AI anchor. So, doon pa lang, kung di ka talaga masyado kikilates, di ba? Kung papanoorin mo lang yung video, mapapapaniwala ka. But also, again, yung nabanggit natin earlier na paggamit sa emotions, or even yung needs ng mga tao, di ba? Na since this is about hunger, tapos makikita mo, uy, may 3,000 pesos na libre, food stamp, monthly, ga-apply ako. So, usually yung mga scam na ganito, nanghihingi rin ng mga i-comment nyo yung pangalan nyo, address, number. Yan. Na, yun, ginagamit yun, di ba?
Parang, nung nagpa-fact check din ako one time, meron talaga, kino-comment pa nila yung mismong ID.
Yeah.
Or even yung house nila just to prove that they need the assistance. Ganon. So, it's really a big problem. And even sa Verifiles, 14 out of the 62 content that we've debunked ay ganito, yung scams, no? Yun. But Miss Celine, as someone na matagal nang nagmo-monitor ng disinformation trends, do you think na yung quality ng AI content ay nag-improve throughout the years?
Ay, oo. Kasi parang, ako, for context. Wow!
Ayan.
Kasi wala ako mag-fact check 2018.
Ang OG fact check.
Wow!
BF.
So, nakita ko yung evolution. Tapos, ang very interesting, yung some of the people that spread netong mga DSWD na fake AI videos. Meron silang blogspot link na i-click yung link na to para dito mag-register. Yun yung same links na naka-fact check natin before, pero hindi deepfakes yung gamit nila. Mga images lang. So talagang may evolution. Tapos yun, nakakalungkot lang na it seems like ang dali-dali lang for them to produce deepfakes. I guess kasi cheaper ba? Easily accessible. Yan. So, yeah, talagang nag-evolve siya.
Yeah, ito, another example.
Sa ilalim sa temporary lockdown ang Metro Manila at iba pang lugar dahil sa mabilis na pagkalat ng influenza-like illness. Simula October 20 ang lockdown. Iba pang lugar ay ila-lockdown na din. Makikita sa post ang mga lugar. Pakitingnan, baka kasama kayo. Huwag baliwalain ang post na ito. I-share ang video na ito para ma-alerto ang iba at makapaghanda na. Maraming salamat po.
So, for context lang din ulit, no? So, 9 of the content that we've debunked ay tungkol sa health naman. So, this time, kumalat to nung may flu season, nung October. So, merong mga napanibala. Pero sige, anong rating nyo for this video? Ayun na yun. Dalawa na yan. Ayaw niyang magpatalo. Competition pala ito. Tsaka AI na pakat may impact. Sige, dito tayo kay Sir Better.
Ayun, tulad dun sa kanina, very obvious from the start na ano siya, na AI generated, and ang kaibahan niya dun sa naunang Anchor, yung kasi yung image na background niya legit eh. Ito kasi kahit yung image na background niya generated din. So
Yeah.
parang wala siyang semblance of legitimacy kasi lahat created. At least yung nauna, medyo meron pa siyang yung background ko ay actual photo ng actual project probably, or at least photo na mukhang totoo. Ito, the entire thing looks AI. So parang hindi agad.
Okay, how about you?
Yeah. Sa akin, yun. For the same reasons, AI yun na yun. Kasi doon pa lang, di ba, na-perform ito? Lugor. So, sa audio, ang masasabi ko, siguro this year, nag-improve yung Filipino compared to 2024. Pero, yun, may words pa rin na weird yung pronunciation. So, yun, that was a telltale sign for me na deepfake siya. Pero may impact kasi usapang walang pasok. Ako, talaga yan.
Gusto ng mga estudyante.
Oo. So, kung may makita ka, at again, confirmation bias.
Swak na swak.
Oo. Kung ikaw, umuulan, gusto mo walang pasok. Mapapashare ka talaga ng video na ito. Yeah.
Okay, so for our last video na lang, no, sa segment na to, eto naman.
Israel, listen carefully. You are responsible for over 55,000 peoples getting wiped out in Gaza, and now you are talking about peace? You must be joking. This is not a comedy show. This is real life. The world is watching, and guess what? They are not buying your story anymore.
Yan. So, may mga kumalat din na AI content tungkol sa war and foreign relations. Ayan, mga 5 naman yung na fact check natin on that. So, ano ang rating nyo for our last video? 1, 2, 3, go. Ayun na yun, at AI na OA. Sige, dito tayo kay OA check.
Sa akin, I mean, mix siya ng AI yun na yun, tsaka OA. Kasi, hindi siya boses ni Trump. Sobrang obvious na hindi. So, ako, actually,
Pwede pala yun.
Actually, oo. Oo, yun na yun. Kasi yun. That's how he speaks. Yung
How
turn
about
off.
you?
Medyo, if you know how President Trump speaks, yung flow is hindi siya. Para siyang dictation ng AI na
Yeah.
Although, if it was better, yung ganitong content normally yung pinakamadaling paniwalaan kasi it's just basically images. Anyone can make that, and the voiceover, if it's good at mahirap konti na lang, like I said, konting prompt pa, papupunta na sana siya dito. Pero sa ngayon, konting practice pa.
Konting polish.
Yes.
Ayan. So, pinapakita lang nito na disinformation transcends borders. Like, kung anumang disinformation yung kumakalat sa ibang bansa, darating din dito sa Philippines. But, yun muna ang end ng ating segment, no? Later on, magdi-deep dive pa tayo sa deepfakes at AI literacy. But for now, we're having our quick break. Welcome back to our podcast. So yun, napag-usapan na natin kanina yung themes ng mga AI content that we've debunked this year. So, delve deep naman tayo konti sa issue na to. Pero siguro sa una muna, ano muna yung challenges na finiface ng fact-checkers pagdating sa pag-fact check ng AI content? Mauna na ako. Wait ba? Sinagot ang sariling tanong. Hindi. Pero share ko lang kasi as fact-checker, minsan nakaka-frustrate pag yung AI tools na ginagamit natin to detect AI content, hindi ganun ka-accurate. Like, kita ko na yung visual clues that it is AI, pero kapag nirun mo siya sa tools na yon, hindi talaga. Like, hindi sila ganun ka-accurate. So, I think that's one. But maybe Miss Celine can
Ay,
share more of that.
Pa-plus one ko yan, yung sa
Oo.
tools na. Tapos, nag-rant tayo. Rant session pala.
Safe space.
Oo. Pero yung isa pang challenge, I guess, habang nagfa-fact check tayo ng isa, nakakagawa na ulit sila ng bago. Na parang may fina-fact check pa lang tayo. One version. Siguro, I think, madali rin natin mapansin parang same script pero different yung AI anchor na ginagamit. So, parang it exacerbates yung problem natin sa scams and sa disinfo. Kasi, gawing easier yung pag-produce ng disinformation. And then, another one is, I guess, tumatagal yung paggawa sa fact check. Kasi nga, isa sa namin sa protocol for fact-checking AI content is you don't rely on just a tool to fact-check. Parang ideally, di ba, meron tayong expert inside. Pero ibig sabihin na rin nun, tumatagal minsan yung paggawa sa fact-check kasi you have to look for an expert. Yeah, so yun, it's just some of the challenges. Yeah.
Correct. Tapos, ayun, since nagagamit ngayong AI, no, to supercharge this information, ang question ko naman kay Sir Benhurst, based on your observation din, throughout the years ba, would you say that AI has been used for good or for bad? Or hindi ba masasabi?
No. Magandang tanong. And I'll go to what you said then in a bit. Like I said, AI kasi sobrang laking field niya. And there are fields and avenues of human endeavor na laking tulong talaga yung artificial intelligence, yung deep learning, machine learning. So for example, medicine, science, research. I cannot discount the fact na sobrang laking tulong ng deep learning, machine learning algorithms doon. But if I narrow it down to say, yung pinag-uusapan natin, deepfakes, the use of generative AI, to add to your point, it's just there's so much less friction to do bad with AI than to do good. Or to put it simply, mas madaling gumawa ng masama or mas mahirap gumawa ng mabuti with AI. Kasi if you want to do good with generative AI, for example, then you have to think about ethical considerations. You have to think about sino ba yung maapektuhan nito, sino yung maaari ba itong makasama sa ibang tao, right? Ang dami mong kailangang isipin na parameters na i-include para do no harm yung AI mo or yung ginagawa mo with generative AI. On the flip side, kung gusto ko lang mag-sow ng discord, kung gusto ko lang gumawa ng kabulastugan, sobrang dali lang para sa akin gawin nun. I don't even need to think about it. Bibigay lang ako ng prompt at sasabihin ko ng ganito. So in the context of like generative AI, fake news, etc., yung generative AI, sobrang dali lang talaga kasi niyang gamitin to do bad, to do harm. And that makes it, in the context of this question, a lot of it is bad.
It's bad. Basta bad.
Oo, kasi sobrang dali eh. I mean, I think we're grateful to have people who do fact checking, people like you, people like Verifiles. Pero you have to admit you are in the minority, right? People like that are in the minority, and it's just so much easier to not do good, right?
Correct.
With AI. So unfortunately, with generative AI, that's how that's a situation that we're living in right now.
Tsaka, di ba, yun din yung gusto nating i-point out sa ating viewers na AI is not bad. Na basta AI, it's a bad thing na kaagad. It's just that nagagamit lang din talaga.
Yeah.
At mas rampant right now kasi ang dami ng free tech that people can use. Di ba? Okay, so since napag-usapan na natin yung problem nga, ito naman yung very important question. Wow, $1 million question. Who should take responsibility for this problem of AI-powered disinformation. Very Miss Universe naman ang atake ng
Yeah.
question. Pero di ba, pwede natin kasing tignan yung government, yung platforms, or should it be individuals? But first question na lang siguro kay Sir Benner. How effective do you think the Philippine government's efforts are to advance AI literacy? Bakit may pa ganon? So far, what's working and what could be improved?
Hirap naman ng tanong mo.
Oo nga.
No. As someone who's worked in or has advocated for open technologies for a long time, I don't think currently we have even the foundational level of even acceptance sa government para talagang tangkilikin natin yung AI. As I've said numerous times, for me, it's all about transparency and accountability. Is in the context of AI, say AI use in government or the government using AI, are they one transparent enough to tell us kung paano nila ginagamit, saan nila ginagamit, etc. Para naman alam natin kung paano at saan nila ginagamit ito. And second, if malaman nga natin na they're using it for something na hindi ganun kaganda, are they accountable enough to actually do something to change yung bagay na yun, right? And the second thing, aside from that, is, again, something that I've always said, for in terms of individuals and communities, the state or the government should support them being able to use AI sa way na kailangan at gusto nila. Really openly and locally, na hindi mahihirapan or hindi maapektuhan yung digital privacy nila, yung mga fears nila against, hey, if I use this AI, baka i-divulge nito yung information na yun to someone else. The government needs to be able to support that. The government needs to be able to support open technologies, right? Kasi pagdating sa teknolohiya, yun yung one of the only ways that we can ensure na talagang transparent yung technology na ginagamit natin. And when it comes to that, I don't think I've seen like previous governments accept or embrace open technologies using open source, using open data. May times na medyo, pero pag ganun hindi consistent, right? So if the government is really how do you say this? If the government is really wants to be trustworthy enough for this, I say, try to use open technologies. At least try them out. Don't be kung gusto nating maging digitally sovereign, right? We need to have our own tech, we need to host our own stuff, at hindi lang tayo dapat nagiging kliyente or sunod-sunuran sa mga proprietary na in AI applications. Kasi pwede naman, I mean, if the government wants to build its own AI and makikita natin or models, etc., and it supports projects na gumagawa nun, why not? As long as it's accountable, as long as it's transparent, as long as alam natin na maayos yun, why not? Like you said, AI in itself is not bad. In the same way that electricity in itself is not bad, right? Cameras themselves are not bad. It's how we're able to use it. And again, babalik ako. As long as they're transparent and accountable about it, I will try to support. Pero kung hindi, then we need to make them more accountable and make them more transparent.
Yeah, kailangan i-pressure.
Yeah.
No?
So,
Yes.
kaya natin yun, engineer. Na meron tayong sarili nating tech. Kaya ng
Yeah.
manpower natin.
Oh.
Ako, I believe yes. Pero parang,
I mean,
for our
the-
viewers, kaya ba talaga?
Yeah, the Philippines I think we're one of the most technologically capable. Kasi kung titingnan mo, marami naman talaga sa ating may talent when it comes to building these techs and to do this stuff. Either hindi lang nabibigyan ng opportunity or yung worst scenario is umaalis sila ng Pilipinas kasi walang opportunity dito for them to build it, right? We're gonna go through so many things if we discuss this corruption, etc. But
Right.
I just want to say, I believe na kaya natin. And I believe that that's the way to go. Just to give siguro more context and information about it, other countries are doing that. They're trying not to be reliant on either other countries' technologies, either it's Western US technologies or Chinese technologies, especially in the EU. They want to build stuff that they can control, that is sovereign to them. And for us, feeling ko, the Philippines can do that. I think I firmly believe that we can do that given the right opportunity, given the right leadership, given uh, walang corrupt. So, yun, ang hirap pa rin. Ang daming given. Pero, given all those things, posible. I think posible.
Sa Christmas wish
Yeah.
list na natin.
Sana.
Related din doon, no? Pabor din ba kayo if ever na, di ba merong mga hearings right now on regulating AI use? And in relation to this information na rin, di ba? Pabor ba kayo doon sa idea na government regulating AI generated or manipulated content? Yun, siguro si Miss Chin dito.
Wow, shocks. Parang hirap siyang linya na lakaran. Kasi yun nga, pwede siya, very easily, pwedeng ma-misuse yung law. Kasi nakadepende yan sa sino ba magde-define na parang ano ang disinformation, ano ang wrongful use of AI. So, kung at least in what we have observed, I mean, some of our own politicians are beneficiaries ng disinformation mismo. Kung sila rin yung magsusulat ng legislation who define what is wrongful use of AI, then I think baka could be problematic. Could be used against people na earnestly trying to use AI naman for good. So, yun. Ako, medyo hindi ako pabor. Oo. On the fence. Depende siguro on how it would be written.
Yeah, and related din doon, no? Should platforms also be held liable sa chaos na kinos ng AI na to pagdating sa disinformation landscape?
Para sa akin, parang to some extent, oo. Pero hindi lang sila solely Parang kasi, kung in terms of who should be held liable, marami. One, kailangan yung mga, the companies that produce these programs that people are able to misuse. May liability rin sila There should be safeguards, I guess, to prevent misuse of their products. Watermarking, we know, hindi siya sobrang okay right now. Yun. So, another is, yes, mga social media platforms. But again, hindi lang sila alone. We know some social media platforms now, like Meta, for example, they use AI to look rin for other copies ng misinformation na kumakalat para malagay yung fact checks natin, for example. Yun, I think okay yun, but I think we need to do more, diba? And then yun, of course, I think the people who misuse the AI, something needs to be done sa kanila. Pero yun, so hindi lang siya isang stakeholder lang yung i-assign natin yung blame for the problem that we have with deepfakes, AI-generated content.
I actually agree. I absolutely believe that the platform should be held liable, especially yung mga mainstream social media platforms. Because the problem is, yung para sa akin, for me, these mainstream platforms, hindi naman sila designed to be like repositories or dispensaries of truth. Kasi hindi naman yun yung talagang nila. They don't deal with truth. The currency in social media is engagement. The currency is attention. And the truth and facts rarely generate engagement or attention. That's why walang incentive for them if they are not forced to. Walang incentive for them to actually crack down on these things. Kasi these are the things that drive engagement sa sites nila. Rage bait, sad bait, all of these AI slop na nagva-viral. The more it gets viral, the more eyes are on their platforms, the more they earn. Right? It's yung bottom line is still going to be these are private companies that have to earn money, and the way that they earn is by getting your attention, getting your data, etc. So yeah, I absolutely agree that mainstream platforms should be held liable for these things. Kasi kung hindi, they're never going to be incentivized to do otherwise. Segue siguro, if you want to have if you want to use social media and less AI sloppy and you have more control over, there are alternatives naman na platforms. For those you can look for the Fediverse, Mastodon, mga platforms na hindi driven by ads, hindi driven by data government, data collection, hindi driven by what do you call this? Hindi driven by algorithms. So actually, I'm in those platforms more than I am on yung mga mainstream social media kasi it's much easier para sa akin for me to control what I see and wala akong feed na algorithm. Kasi again, unless we do something, these mainstream ones, they're not incentivized to do anything about it kasi that's their whole bottom line advertising and all that stuff. And unless wala na yung incentive na yun, they're just going to keep doing that.
Yeah. So, although it is really a challenge, no? Kasi wala tayong comprehensive law, yet that could make these platforms be accountable sa mga nangyayari na yon. Though, yun din yung importance ng civil society natin, yung pag-pressure sa policymakers natin to make them accountable. So yun, na-discuss na natin yung sino nga ba, no? Walang isa, kundi dapat comprehensive yung approach into solving it. Doon naman tayo sa projects ng each organization. On fighting AI disinfo and pushing for AI literacy. Dito tayo sa Smart City. Maybe you can give us a quick background lang what Smart City does.
Thanks. Smart City, we're a tech nonprofit based here in the Asia Pacific. We focus on offline first sustainable solutions around digital literacy and sustainable communities. So nagkataon na this year, we're one of the local implementing partners ng AI Ready ASEAN with the ASEAN Foundation. Right? The goal of that project really is to help more people, in particular students, educators, teachers, parents, and people from marginalized communities become more familiar with AI. Yung level of familiarity, yun yung mahalaga eh. Hindi naman namin sinasabi na magiging expert sila, makaka-build sila ng sarili nilang na AI models, but they will be knowledgeable enough na meron silang background to say na ganito pala siya pwedeng gamitin, and more importantly, ganito pala siya dapat gamitin. Right? We want to impart din sa tinuturo namin how to ethically and responsibly use AI. Right? Yun yung isa sa mga drives ng AI Ready ASEAN.
Tapos ang maganda sa project niyo is that very grassroots siya, no? Tapos hindi lang kayo gumagamit ng digital tools for it. If you can share more.
Yeah. So one of the projects that we're working on sa Smart City, and we've done this before, is we build this tangible card kits. So para siyang collectible cards kung saan it's used as an education tool, but also para mas madali siyang dalhin sa areas na walang internet, etc. Like I said, we value offline first solutions kasi hindi naman lahat ng lugar maganda yung internet connection, or worse, hindi naman lahat ng lugar may internet connection. But you can always bring the technology to the people. Ang mahalaga lang is you can of course bring the awareness first. Kasi mahirap na dadali mo na yung computer, wala pa silang alam tungkol dun. So in a way, ituro mo muna sa kanila para pag ando na siya, medyo mas aware naman sila. Kasi we could always bring the AI to the people. We can always bring yung technologies nito to them. But before we bring that, it would be good to pave the way first. Go there, teach them about it, and we don't even need yung technology AI to do that. So we have these projects around mga tangible card kits, etc., that teach people about AI, about smart cities, about open data. Ganun yung atake na gusto namin. And yun din, we value yung community ng aming mga master trainers. We want them to become yung parang mga central figures sa mga komunidad nila. we feel na it's really the community, the individuals and the collective community that has has the capability to impact yung mangyayari, or at least protect themselves. Kasi yun nga, kung kanya-kanya tayo, mahirap. But if we are together and may community tayo that support each other, mas madali nating mapapangalagaan, mapoprotektahan yung sarili natin sa risks and impacts ng mga bagay-bagay tulad ng AI. So we try to do that as much as we can.
Tapos maganda yung pinoint out mo na paving the way, no? Kasi related din yun sa issue na yung fundamental problems nga ng bansa, hindi natin masolusyonan. Diba? Like yung lack of internet access, yung walang computer sa schools,
Basic literacy.
Oo, basic literacy. Tapos biglang AI literacy na. So parang ang advanced na ng level kaagad. So maganda to start small, di ba? And yun, wag lang mag-focus sa digital approach kaagad, even if it's AI that we're
Yeah.
talking about. Yun, in relation to that,
Wow.
eto na. Can we use AI naman to fight AI disinfo?
Oh.
Yan.
Yes.
Take it away.
Yeah. I think, oo. I mean, hindi siya silver bullet. Again, I don't think there's any silver bullet sa paglaban sa disinformation in general. But, since mga masasamang loob ginagamit ng AI, pwede rin natin siyang gamitin to ano yun? Fight fire with fire. Kung nga sa Vera Files, we've started to explore or experiment how AI can help sa pag-disseminate ng katotohanan, ng fact checks, for example. So, we have the misinformation tip lines ng Vera Files. Initially, nasa Viber siya. And then, nung 2021 yun, ahead of the 2022 presidential elections. So, kapag magpadala ka ng tip, ng picture, ng video, ng claim, Facebook post na gusto mo ipa-fact check, yung AI sa tip line na yun, it would scan kung na-fact check na ba ng Vera Files yun before. Tapos babatuhan ka ng fact check. Yun. So, that's one way. Merong 7,000 subscribers yung Viber tip line na yun. And then, pumasok kami sa Messenger last year. Kasi Facebook country na yun. Yun. Dami din ko magamit. Ngayon, nasa 1,000 plus yung users. Very, I remember nung Duterte, inaresto si Duterte nung March, 300 tips pumasok asking about the ICC case.
Affected talaga
Oo. So yun, talagang, I mean, nakaka-aid talaga yun. Kasi imaginein mo rin, re-replyan mo isa-isa yung 300 people na yan. Pero yun, if it's the same question naman, you can use AI, di ba? And then ito lang, recently, noong November 30, may nilaunch na AI chatbot ang Vera Files. So, tinitingnan ko yung Facebook page ng Vera Files. So, sinasabi, ba't kayo nag-launch ng AI chatbot kung hindi naman siya totally reliable? May disclaimer nga kayo na may error, like your chatbot can have errors. Pero, I don't know if people know this. Or according to the Reuters Digital News Report, sa Pilipinas, this year, 10% of Filipinos use chatbots to verify information. So, meron talagang market, di ba? I think nasa nature na rin yun ng tao ngayon na instead of going through every tab, opening each tab, minsan mas gusto mo yung mabilis na lang na may tanong ako, gusto ko ng sagot sa tanong ko. So, that's what Seek is trying to do. Para kang nakikipag-chat sa Vera Files website. Binuo siya gamit yung 5,000 plus reports ng Vera Files. Tapos yun, parang kung may tanong ka, pwede mo i-chat si Seek to know if may sagot ba from any Vera Files reports in the past to the present. So yun, so definitely, I think. Pero gusto ko lang rin ibalik dun sa offline first approach din. I think mahalaga rin yun. And that's what Vera Files is trying to do then with the problem naman ng pag-model sa information ecosystem. Parang for us, we realize, hindi rin gagana kung magfa-fact check lang tayo. So what we're trying to do, ibabato ko yung mic
Sa
sa
amin,
training
fact
officer
check training.
ng Verifiles,
Oo.
paano tayo nag-offline approach?
Yan. So, talagang pumupunta din kami no, sa mga communities. Like, for example, sa mga schools, universities. Tapos, lately, for the 2025 elections, we have dialogue workshops naman. We had dialogue workshops sa Tondo and sa Quezon City. So, what we did there, hindi kami nag-PowerPoint presentation. Like, talagang analog style din na may printouts, ganyan. So, nakausap namin yung senior citizens.
Yeah.
Ano yung concerns nila sa election, ano yung disinformation.
Yeah.
And then we also taught them about it. Kahit na walang pa-laptop or pa PowerPoint. So, that's also one way no,
Yeah.
to fight it. And yun, just to wrap this conversation, di ba, marami naman talagang projects that is trying to fight this problem that we have now. So, it's not a losing game or a hopeless case for us. Yeah. Yeah, parang kailangan lang i-strengthen pa itong mga to and we should work together
Yes.
for it. Yun. And sa last part ng ating podcast today, Fearless Forecast naman. Nako, magmamadam auring tayo for 2026. Alam nyo, parang may year-ender tayo nung 2023. Tapos, nagkatotoo yung sinabi ko that time. Kaya medyo
Ingat sa
ingat. Ang sinabi ko that time was, gagamitan ng AI to promote more scams. That was in 2023. And that time, parang dalawa pa lang yung na-fact check natin. Diba?
Oo.
And then, pagpasok ng 2024, nagkatotoo. So, ingat-ingat. Yan. Ano namang fearless forecast nyo? Ano yung trends that Filipinos should look forward to or watch out for pagdating sa AI and even disinformation?
Yeah. Sa akin, sa palagay ko, I feel like this year nag-experiment sila eh. So, I feel like next year, baka mas mag-improve pa. Na, I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to be true. Pero I feel like that's where we are heading. Na yung mga disinformation makers, baka mapakinggan nila yung podcast natin at mag-ayos sila ng prompts,
prompts, ganun.
para malinas yung deepfakes nila. Pero yon sa palagay ko, since nakikita nila na ang daming engagement dun sa fake DSWD announcement, na to lang may fact check yung, siguro by the time mo publish itong podcast, na-publish na yan, meron na namang fake AI anchor, meron daw 5,000 peso Christmas bonus para sa 4-piece beneficiaries. Ang daming engagement na naman yun. So, palagay ko, tutuloy yan next year. At also, I feel like, papasukan rin ng deepfakes yung news cycles, yung politics related, bilang papalapit tayo sa 2028 presidential elections. So, I feel like yan, yung dalawa, and also disasters, pero status quo lang. So, yung tatlo na yun.
How about you, Sir Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I think tuloy-tuloy to. As bad as that sounds, the generative AI just keeps on improving. Parang nung lumabas yung ChatGPT a few years ago, parang para sa atin, parang game-changing na siya. But it keeps on improving. Yung mga generative image generation tools, and now you have video generation tools, Sora. It's improving at a rate na medyo scary. So kung ano man yung ginagawa natin to protect ourselves before, let's just keep doing that. Filipinos should remain vigilant. And also, ito yung mahirap na part eh. We should be patient with yung communities, even family members natin who are susceptible to this disinformation. Kasi I know naman, meron sa atin, siguro yung mga nakikinig ng podcast nyo na are very aware and knowledgeable kung paano i-detect to. But wag nating iuna yung kumbaga inis natin or galit if we have like friends or family members who are who become fooled by this. Lagi kong sinasabi, meet people where they are. So try as much as you can to be very patient with them. And just alam ko mahirap sometimes, but try to explain din na nay, tay, AI po yan. But that happens. I'm pretty sure that happens a lot. So, for those of you who are already knowledgeable, just remain vigilant and be patient with others. Let's build communities around this. Let's build communities that will actually help us fight whatever AI-powered disinformation comes in. Wag tayo matakot. Kaya natin yun.
'di ba, patience and persistence.
Yes.
Ika nga, period.
Oo, tsaka build resilience, no? Na parang, hindi lang siya hindi lang dapat, kumari, we want people to be AI ready or hindi mafafall sa disinfo. Pati critical thinking, dun papasok. So we want to help more people na, i-practice yung critical thinking pagdating sa, nasa online tayo. Tapos gusto ko talaga yung what you mentioned about wag agad maiinis. Kasi ang dali. Tapos sabi na din, kapag may talks kami na fact-checking, yan din yung tanong ng audience. Ano bang dapat gawin? Lalo na sa culture natin, kailangan respectful ka, di ba, sa elders. Paano kung sila yung nag-share ng makabulas na yan.
Yeah. 'Di ba, kung yung disinformation peddlers nga tuloy-tuloy, dapat pati yung initiatives natin tuloy-tuloy rin. Hindi naman pwedeng sila yung magtatagumpay, 'di ba, sa dulo. Pero yan, thanks so much Sir Benher and Miss Celine for joining us today. And para sa ating viewers, kung gusto niyo pang matutunan kung paano mag-detect ng AI or even ng ano pang klase ng disinformation, you can visit our learning corner. It's factcheck.ph. Thank you so much and have a happy New Year. Woo! And Merry Christmas. Nauna yung New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Dito sa What the F Podcast, walang murahan, usapang facts lang. Pakinggan kami sa YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast at Apple Podcast.